Hey folks, welcome back. Today I have a little information regarding some really old tools. These specific ones aren't really old, but Awls, A-W-L, Awls are all pretty old, and they're awesome. Anyway, this is an awl, and this is one that I forged from an old Allen wrench, and this is what all of my leather goods from the website are they're all sewn with this awl. And this guy is good at putting holes in specifically leather, but they'll put holes in all kind of stuff. And that is really the purpose of an awl. They come in all I can't help myself. They come in all different shapes and sizes. This guy was one of the first hat awls that I had ever made, and I designed these smaller ones so they'll do the same thing. They poke holes just like this dude, but I made them so it would go in my hat, and I would always have an awl in the bill of my hat. Also, I carry an awl. This one is a food fid, so it serves the purpose as an awl. I can poke holes in things if I need to, but I can also untie knots. I don't ever have any fingernails, so it helps untying knots like a fid. I can untie that knot. Also, I eat with it. That's why I call it a food fid. I can pick up pieces of meat or whatever, veiny weenies, smoked oysters, whatever, with this guy. And I have one of these, at least an awl, if not a food fid, on all of my neck knife setups, like this one. This is the Woods Nymph prototype that I designed, and the good folks at Tops Knives are going to be creating once we get all the fine tuning done. Pretty excited about that. It's all so awesome. But back in the day, there would have been awls probably similar to this guy. This would have been something that cobblers, which is people that make shoes and boots, carpenters would have used it. Sometimes they're referred to as a scratch awl. So if they were doing something and they needed to scribe something, they would use it to mark. Also transferring holes. So if something has a hole on the top, you could line your edges up and poke it through the top piece into the bottom piece. Like this dude would be a good example of that. That's a Roselli Hemo bushcraft knife. It's a knife of the month. Anywho, say I need to put holes that lined up on this dude. Bam. Would have perfectly even spacing on them like that. Most multi-tools, I think I also carry a rebar. My rebar has one, I'm pretty sure. My rebar also has one. Most Swiss Army knives come with one. The best awl, I personally think, is the one that comes on the Victorinox A-Lock series knives. This dude is super awesome, especially for woodcraft. It will close up on your fingers if you're not careful. But let's see what I got we can drill a hole in. drill a hole and stop it. Do it in this piece of fat wood right here. That's right. It's hard for me to look at the camera and pay attention to what I'm doing too. Pretty good hole maker. Sometimes this is called a reamer, but to me, reaming something means to enlarge it. Personally, that's how I feel a reamer would be. So I'm going to call it an awl. But this is a Swiss Army Knife Farmer X with its awl. Man, my area looks crappy. Oh, I forgot to heat treat those the other day. Well, frig. Anyway, Swiss Army Knife Farmer X, Leatherman rebar. It's also pretty sharp. This thing scrapes a ferro rod pretty good too. But that is the awl on here. These guys, I'm gonna put my stuff up while I'm talking about it. The little dudes in the corner up there, I also forged those guys from Allen wrenches. And these are probably some of the oldest styles. These are called crooked awls. And they're called that because they're crooked. And they're awesome. Anyway, it gives a little, the ability to twist it while you're doing things. And most of the time it'll come with a sharp end or a round end in one that's not as sharp. But it still has, I prefer a diamond shaped or square depending on how you hold it. But keep one not super dull, so if I'm working on something, say I'm doing something with knots, I don't have to worry about running that dude up under my thumbnail, which I've done before, and through my thumbnail. I was sharpening one time, holding a stone, and I slipped off and poked it right through my thumbnail one time. It was super awesome. It was with a hat awl though. But these guys are forged also from Allen wrenches. Right there, 5/16, really good steel. You can get a handful of them at, if you can find them at junkyards, but I go to a place called Robinson Salvage, or Bowden Junction. It's like a flea market deal, and there'll be a guy that has just handfuls of those, and I'll be like, hey man, what do you want for these? And he's like, oh, so I just get a couple handfuls and give him $10 and we're good. But it's good steel. Anyway, these are not all, there's a bunch of awls. I would suggest doing a little Google foo on Awls, A-W-L, and just check them out. There's all different kinds, and they're all awesome. But anywho, feel free to like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. I've got some stuff planned, just gotta have time to do it. Anywho, that is all.